Anybody hurt like that, you know, it wasn't a good feeling.
1 year since Middle Tennessee was torn apart by a trail of tornadoes.
News Channel 5 was with you for 20 hours straight on that horrible day.
This is moving into East Nashville. If you can hear my voice or if you know someone that lives in this area, you tell them to get down.
And we've stayed with you all year long.
We just found that people who were trying to just find themselves and find a way through this were really devastated.
As our communities work to find hope following one of our darkest days.
We have come now to understand that it's time for us to pick up the pieces and to move on.
And good morning. Glad you're with us today. I'm Amy Watson.
And I'm Ben Hill. And as you just heard, Amy, obviously so hard to believe it has now been 1 year since those deadly March tornadoes that rocked Middle Tennessee.
And efforts to rebuild are still underway. And we've seen the community come together to support one another more than ever before. Since this week is Tennessee Severe Weather Awareness Week, it is a reminder for us all to be prepared. We have partnered with Academy Sports to get you a weather radio. Just go to newschannel5.com/radio. You get free shipping with the code WTVF.
Of course, Nikki-Dee, I know you've taken a lot of time this week on social media, as have really our entire weather team, just to make sure people understand the difference between a tornado watch and a warning and the conditions that kind of make this ripe in the spring, especially this season, for unfortunate things like that to happen.
Absolutely. You know, we can get tornadoes any time of the year, but as you mentioned, Ben, it's the spring where we tend to see the most of them. And an easy way to distinguish the difference between a watch and a warning, think about you're watching something. So you have a cake and you've got the batter, the eggs, everything. You've got all the ingredients. That's a watch because you've got all the ingredients in the atmosphere. But then once that cake bakes, it's a warning. You see the cake. When we have a tornado warning, we see a tornado indicated on Doppler or by a trained storm spotter. Know the difference and share it.
All right, good advice for all of us, especially on this anniversary. But Nikki-Dee, right now, it looks pretty good outside for folks across the area.
It truly is going to be a lovely day, and I encourage you to step outside, soak it up, enjoy it. Today is just going to be one of those days. It's going to be easy to reflect and get down because that was a very traumatic situation that took place in the overnight hours. But today the sun is back and God is still king for sure. Here's a live look outside right now. We're coming in 35 degrees right here in Music City. Winds are light out of our west. You head your way over into Columbia. 37. It is just a very calm and cool start to the morning. The Power 5 radars, we're not picking up anything, and I do not anticipate any rain to make its way in our direction as we go throughout today, tomorrow, and even heading into the weekend. Not only are we dry, we're also clear. Now, we had a few showers skirting just to our south, as we talked about yesterday. They were just going to pop in and move out. That's what they did. Less than 1/10 of an inch in most of those areas. So dry conditions will be sticking around with us. And with winds on the light side, as high pressure is moving in, temperatures are quite chill. We're waking up 29 over in Clarksville, 32 in Murray. Hopkinsville, you're coming in at 33. But with that wind around 5 miles per hour, it does feel closer to 27. 32 is where we're waking up over in Murfreesboro, 38 in Fayetteville, Crossville at 32. Obviously, it is a very cold start, but once the sun does rise, we're going to warm up quite quickly. Lunchtime, we're going to be at 57. After lunch, we're going to see that high of 64. Above average and so incredibly bright for today. Tomorrow, the sun shines yet again, but we do slightly cool off heading into the early portions of the weekend. I'll have everything you need to know coming up. Ben, Amy.
All right, Nikki-Dee.